Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Let's do that because there's so much stuff over here on this side. I'm just kind of cleaning the house. But good morning, my beautiful Skullies, and welcome to the Conjurer's Table. Now, today I decided to call my fans and my subscribers Skullies because Skullies are crystal skulls, and I absolutely love crystal skulls, and I'm starting to collect them. And each skull has a different property. Every single one is unique. So that's why I decided to start calling you all my Skullies. Yay! And plus skulls in my tradition represent the ancestors, which is a big part of my practice. And I'm just gonna look here because I have my iPad with me so I can keep up with the chat with you guys. But what are we going to be doing today? So we are going to be doing a couple things. We are going to be going through my charm casting set. I am going to read a quick letter that I received from a dear friend. And we're going to be creating my Yule sigil and my Wheel of the Year. Now, let's see who's here. Hey, Robert. Hi, Gina. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Jezebel. Hi, Kat. Hi, Sea Willow Herbs and Tarot. Besede. Steven. Hi, Raquel. Oh, Raquel, I'm so glad you made it. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad that you're in my live and I wasn't able to catch yours. But I am slowly going through yours, Raquel, because I know yours is an hour long. And I'm like slowly writing notes to send to you. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Rachel. And who else is here? Hi, Angela. Hi, Becky Little. Okay, so let's get started, guys. Yum, 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 yum. So first off, what I'm going to do is show you guys this awesome letter that I received from my good friend, Brad Sumner. And it reads as such. Closing of the year prayer. Oh, closing of the year, a smudge prayer. Into this smoke, I release all energies that did not serve me, all fears that limited me from the last year. I walk into the new year with light in my heart and hope for better things to come, so mote it be. Have a wonderful Yule, Brad. Oh, that was so sweet. And I received this yesterday. And the card itself is just absolutely beautiful. It's so cool. It's a peacock. And I love peacock feathers because they're just so beautiful. But thank you, Brad, who I wish was here but isn't at the moment. But yeah, that's what I received from him today. And actually, guys, I'm just going to run over here for a second because I just need to grab something. Because I received a package. Hooray! It's like Christmas every day in the Slayer household. But this is the Darkness of Light First Edition Tarot that I received from Tarot Swap with Linda Cody, I think is her name. Linda Cote or Cody? I think it's Cody because C-O-T-E. Yeah, I think that's Cody. But I received this from Linda and I'm so excited to open this up later on, guys. I might do this in a separate video just because I have so much to cover today because I'm going to be doing 2 separate lives anyways. I'm going to be doing this stuff and then I'm going to be doing in another video later on this afternoon on how I make my peace water, how I... Oh, an unboxing of a gift I'm getting later on this afternoon, and one more other thing that I forgot what I'm doing in that video. But anyways, that's later on. So I will probably do a separate review on this later on. I know, guys, it's like, come on, how can I wait to actually open up a box? But I'm patient that way sometimes, especially when I have like a million things to do today. And sorry, I'm just going up here to see who else is here. Hi, Anastasia. And I think your name is Sarah, right? And then, hi, James, Family Wizard. Who else is here? And that's it. Okay, so guys, let's get started on making my Wheel of the Year and my Yule sigil. So these are the two sigils I created yesterday. And this one was funny because when I was done with it, I was like, oh, Dave, it looks like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And he laughed. He's like, it kind of does. He's like, that's kind of cute. Why don't you use that? I was like, well, I don't know, because it looks too cartoony. And I was like, I don't really want something to be cartoony. So that's where I created this second one that looks a little bit less cartoony and more sigil to me. But yeah, because like you see how the reindeer's here, Rudolph's ears, and then you have his eyes, his nose, and then his whiskers, his head, and then his little body with his hands. But that's why I thought it looked like Rudolph. And then this is the second one I created. And another thing I noticed was people were pointing out that this one looks more feminine of a sigil and this one looks more masculine of a sigil. So actually what I was thinking of doing, even though most people said they liked A better, is I wanted to incorporate my original sigil with my new one. So what I'm actually going to do today, guys, is since I have these cool things that I found at Michael's, is I'm actually going to do one sigil on one side, ooh, and then another sigil on the other side, which is similar of what I'm going to do with my Wheel of the Year. Because people, when I first saw, because I got two books, I got the Yule one and the Samhain one, I opened up the Wheel of the Year in the Yule one, and it was all correct. And then I flipped open to the same page in the Samhain book and noticed that the Wheel of the Year was different. And people were like, oh, you were probably looking at the northern hemisphere and then the southern hemisphere. And then I flipped open the book again and then realized there were two pages, one on the southern hemisphere and one on the northern hemisphere. So that's what I'm going to do on this today, is I'm going to draw the Wheel of the Year northern hemisphere on one side, and then the other side is going to be the southern hemisphere, just in case if I, you know, travel to the southern hemisphere and need to have a different date. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing for this today. And I am just reading these comments. Then I have to feed the horses and do a reading later. Oh, Gina, that's fine if you can only stay an hour. I'm probably only going to do an hour because it's going to be rather quick. Because then I have a couple of errands to run, and then I'm going to be coming back live again in the afternoon. I'll pop back in. BRB, no problem. The sigil is gorgeous and does not look cartoony to me. Oh, good, Robert. Thank you. I have wonderful names, very appropriate names to cats after goddesses. Marsha, I'm very drawn to A. Jezebel, please scoot the iPad a bit out of frame. Oh. Is it out of frame now? There we go. Sorry. And then hi, Jen. I know you're at work. Thanks for stopping by. I like you recovering your bases. Thank you. Okay, so guys, let's get started on the sigils. So let's start with this one first because I want to. So what I'm actually going to do with this sigil, or the sigils for Yule, is I'm going to first pencil them out, and then I'm going to use a very fine, well, not super fine, but a regular, oh my gosh, what's it called? Sharpie to draw it on here. And then later on, Dave actually came up with an awesome technique, is we're going to actually then burn the sigils in, but we actually have to get the little device thing that Dave actually learned how to use in high school. Hopefully he learned it or still remembers it, so we don't end up burning the place down. But we're then going to burn the sigils into the wood. Okay, so let's get started. So also, just to show you guys, so what I did for these sigils was I wrote out the word Yule, and then I eliminated any repeating letters, which there aren't any. And then I eliminated the U and the E because those are both, oh, what do you call them now? Vowels. So then I was left with a Y and then an L. So what I do is I do the two different versions. I do a uppercase L and a Y and then a lowercase L and a Y, so I can kind of play with them to see what I come up with. So in this sigil, what I did was I did a capital Y, which is right here, and then the L is this right here. And then I just kind of went off of that. And that's how I created this sigil. And then the same is the same in this one. As you can tell, the Y is right here, and then the L is just right there, or right here, or right here. But yep, that is how I create my sigils. And then I just kind of play off of that, and that's how I came up with these two. Okay, so let's get started. So what I'm going to do first is just kind of measure out how long this is. If only Brad was here. About 8 inches. Oh my, 8 inches. So obviously the center is right there. I just want to make sure on this side, because I am a stickler when it comes to being center. So 8 is there, which means 4 is here. So then we'll go like right in the middle. Okay. Oh, really? My hot chocolate is in the way. Hold on. And sorry if I'm really quiet, guys. It's just because I'm in, like, concentration mode at the moment. So that is about an inch. Okay, so now I have my base for my Y and then my L. Sorry, just catching up on this. I would wood burning. Thank you, guys. It's trying to figure out what it was called. Wood burning. I had no idea. Thanks for the clarification. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, wait, I'm just going to scroll up here because... Oh, hi, Hexen. Wait, is Hexen here? Oh, hi, Johnny. How are you? Oh, yes. Robert, I thought you were always one. Yeah, Robert, I think I made you a moderator when I first started. But yeah, guys, I'm so glad that my arts and crafts start to inspire you all. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, is I got inspired by all of you guys. You are all just so awesome in your own way. You're all unique. You're all artistic. And honestly, I get all my inspiration from you guys. So it's kind of the other way around here. But if I inspire you guys too, that is awesome. Okay, so now... So this is also a reason why I'm doing this part in pencil, guys, is so in case I do mess up, I can easily kind of just erase it, because if I went in straight away with a Sharpie, obviously a Sharpie is permanent, so you make a mistake and it's there on the wood. Okay, and then I have that, and then I have my little dots. One here, one here, 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 one here. I'm sorry if that's shaking the table. And then my little squiggle. And see how that's slowly coming along. I can't tell if you guys can actually see that, because the thing that clips my phone is actually right in the center, so I can't see what I'm doing. Oh wait, I have my iPad. Okay, well, you guys can't quite see it yet, but I will kind of show you, hold on, what I did so far. So this is what it looks like at the moment. So as you can see, I just used a ruler to do this line, this line, this line, this line. And then everything else, once I just created that base with a pencil, I then just kind of quickly drew in everything else. Like this, the little squiggle, and then the dots. And then I'll show you everything else. Whoa, almost just dropped my iPad. But that's what I'm doing so far. And then everything else, I'm gonna go over in permanent marker so I can later on burn it with the wood burner. Ooh, those are some chunky slices of wood. I know, nice and chunky wood in the morning. Yum. Okay, so now I'm trying to remember what that was. Okay, now we create a circle. Then we have the cross again. Here. Actually, hold on. Okay, and then this. Meh, that doesn't look right. Hold on. There we go. And then just do this quick little swoosh. And zoom over here. Which I'll make even. And then add this, and then over here. And then you look at it and realize maybe I should have put it further up so the whole sigil is actually center. But you know what, guys? I kind of like that because at least it leaves me a little bit of room to put something cool up there. So you know what? I'm actually going to keep the sigil where it's at. So now I'm just going to go over it with permanent marker, and then I will do the second sigil. Marsha, I just wanted to tell you your artwork is absolutely gorgeous. I saw a picture of your service dog. Yes, Marsha, the service dog you painted was beautiful. I absolutely loved it. Oh, and yes, Robert, I found these at Michael's. Okay, so now let's start creating the sigil. So we have that. Now you guys can see it coming alive. This right here. And bam! We have my sigil. So that is one side of the Yule, and then later on I can always just go in with the pencil marks and erase that. So we have that there. And then just gonna flip it over to do the other side, which is this one. So same thing. Me being me, I like to measure everything out, make sure it's somewhat even this time. So I'm actually going to create a full cross this time so I can kind of see the spectrum of what I'm working with. And that is up there. So this time I need to go to probably about there. Sorry if it's like super quiet in here, guys. I don't know if this is like awkward or if you're just kind of watching and learning. But that's just me. I'm kind of naturally an awkward person. So as you can see, it's slowly starting to take place. That's what I've done so far. Oh, hi, sweet Susie, and thank you. Thank you, Angela. Hi, Caroline. Yeah, just going over creating my sigils on here so later on I can burn them in with the wood burner that Dave's going to get later on, that he learned how to use one in high school, but let's hope that he still knows how to do that because we kind of don't want to burn the place down. Okay, and then this is the tricky part. Let's do the circle first. And then we have the triangle. And for those of you guys that just came in, the reason why I am using pencil is because obviously if you use a permanent marker, it's harder to erase the mistakes that you did. This just allows me to be a lot more accurate. Or if I make a mistake, I can always redo it. Because you can erase away any pencil marks later on. Okay, and we have... Oh, it's starting to look cute, you guys. We have this here. And okay, I just realized something kind of funny is with this one, he is like all the way up here, and then in the other one's like all the way down here. I don't know if that was just meant to be, but I'm just gonna kind of keep it like that because I can always redo it later on if I want to. Well, I mean, not the other one because it's etched in permanently. But I might get a second one just in case I don't like this. But yeah, this one's just to show you guys. And that is how he turned out in pencil. And now I'm just gonna go through and do it in permanent marker. So we have this. Yeah, you guys can see him kind of transforming. And then the final little touch here. Boop. Boop. And another thing that's cool is even though I didn't like fill in this space, I can always go in later on and add something else to it. So even if you're like slightly too high up or slightly too far low, like with this side, I can always add something up here if I wanted to. And then same here, I can always add something down here just to kind of balance it out. And then if I want to, I can add something on either side. But, oh, no, I missed something, hold on. Just realized I missed. Boop, there we go. Yeah, guys, so that's what my two sigils look like. We have this one, to show you the examples. And then we have that. What was that? Oh, Wrong key. Okay. And then we have that with that. Oh, I'm glad I looked at that because I just realized I missed the little squiggles over here. Actually, do that just to kind of balance it out. Yeah, and then later on, I'll probably just add something up here, like some kind of, I don't know, squiggle. Well, not some squiggle. I'm probably gonna figure it out later in pencil. So yeah, guys, that's how the sigils turned out for now. And then later on, I'm gonna burn them in with a wood burner with Dave. Well, I'm not going to do that, obviously. I'm gonna have Dave do that. But that's how those turned out. Oh, is Darpan here? More stuff to draw. The horns. Yes, Darpan. Oh, hold on. Did I do... Hold on. Just want to make sure. Oh, you're right, Darpan. I missed one thing in this that I just realized was this part. Boom. There we go. Now he's complete. Woo! Thanks, Darpan. And so, guys, that's the two sigils. So I went on to the two different Facebook groups to figure out which one I should do. And people were liking A, people were liking B. I couldn't decide, so I literally was like, you know what? I have a piece of log that has two different sides. I'll draw a side on one and a side on the other so I can flip them both depending on my mood for Yule. Because someone said that this one looked like a feminine sigil and this one was more of a masculine sigil. So now I have both. Now we can start creating the Wheel of the Year. Matt, sigil B needs more horns to add. Sigil B, which one was sigil B? Oh, right, Darpan, I caught that. Thank you. Barbara. Hi, Barb. How are you? Sorry, guys. I'm just quickly going up. Sorry, I haven't need to go. Enjoy this live streaming. No problem, Rob. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, guys. Now we are going to move on to creating the Wheel of the Year, which I know for you guys, probably you won't be able to see that easily because it's kind of... I use pencil. So on one side, I'm going to create, for now, I think the northern hemisphere. Oh my god, the wood's falling apart. Just because I have my new Yule book, and then in it is a picture of the Wheel of the Year. So everyone was right. We have the northern hemisphere, and then on the other side, we have the southern hemisphere. So that's why I was like, wait a minute. December 21st, 22nd, why is it midsummer when it should be Yule? And then someone was like, oh, maybe you're looking at a different hemisphere. And I was like, oh my god, you're right, guys. I was looking at a different one. So on one side on the log, I'm going to do the northern hemisphere. And then on the other side, I'm going to do the southern hemisphere. So for right now, because of time, you guys, I'm going to be doing the northern hemisphere for you guys on this side. And then later on, out of camera, I will do the southern hemisphere because you kind of don't need to see it twice. And in case you guys were wondering, this is Lowland's Sabbath Essentials. This is the Yule edition. Rituals, recipes, and lore for the winter solstice. And then I also have one on Samhain as well, which is awesome. So this book, I'm actually going to be reading this over the next week, 2 weeks actually, up until our Yule Fest, which I will cover later on. And this book is awesome. It has Wheel of the Year. It has everything you can think in it. Ranging, actually, let's quickly go through. So contents, we have the old ways, the new ways, spells and divination. We have recipes and craft, prayers and invocation, rituals of celebration, correspondences for you all, further reading, bibliography, and index. So total is 217 pages. Oh, nope, with index, it's 227, and without index, it is... Well, actually, without all this part, it comes to 210. But yeah, if you haven't gotten this book, guys, I definitely would recommend it. I'm going to be reading it, so I have lots to talk about for our Yule Fest, which I will cover towards the end of the book, or the clip. But yeah, let's get started with creating the Wheel of the Year. There we go. Okay. Putting this up here. Oh, happy birthday, Crystal. Oh, Marsha. Yes, happy birthday, Marsha. Thank you, Barb. Yeah, I created those sigils last night. Debbie, I can only stay a few minutes. No problem, Debbie. Hexen, how are you doing? Matt, one more in the middle of the sigil B, some spikes. Sigil B. Some spikes in the middle? Of this one, right, Darpan? Yeah, I'll figure it out later on. But for now, let's go into the Wheel of the Year. Okay. Crack this open just to see where everything is placed. So, in reference, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 to separate them out. Okay. Cool. Now, let's go to figure out where the actual center is here. So we have 11 here. This. What, I feel like that's not center. And that part wasn't even center. Oh, that actually gives me an idea, guys. Oops. And this is why sometimes creating a mistake is awesome, because you can do other things with it. Well, this isn't going to be the world's most perfect wheel of the year, but it'll do. Okay. Now let's just make sure we have all the correct segments of the wheel. So that's what I drew out so far, guys. And I know it's kind of off center, but this isn't a perfect circle, and I wanted to have more of an artistic element than just pure perfection. Right, you're right, Hexen. It's not a perfect circle, but that's okay. I kind of like how it's turning out. And plus, all that matters is the fact that I'm creating it and I'm putting my energy into the wheel. Now, here it is. Just gonna start this one here. This. And then I think you guys will be really enjoying how I do my lettering, or how I space my words for when I write each of them. Because when I was younger, my mom was an artist, but she actually had a real cool way of how she like wrote out words, especially in like a space to fill it up but make it look really cool. And then I just kind of adapted to her style of writing things out. Finally. Bam. See? And actually everything worked out. That looks pretty cool. And then next, I just want to make sure I have all the correct ones. So we have, if I actually turn this correct to match what's there. So we have Yule. Guys, I have no idea how to pronounce these. I'm probably going to butcher how to pronounce these different sabbats, but we have Yule, Imbalk, Yule, Imbalk, Astara, Beltane, Midsummer, Lugnisad, and Mabon. Did I do that correctly? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. Awesome. And let me see, you guys, if I pronounced those right. Lunasa. Okay, cool. So we have Lunasa, Astara. Is it Ostara? Ostara? Astara? But yeah, that's what we have. Hi, Tara, Apple, and Butterfly. Oh, Mabon. I actually missed Mabon and Samhain. I think. Oh, thank you so much, Johnny. I try. Okay, guys, so let's start with Yule, and I'm just going to start writing everything out. And for those who just came in, I am creating my Something went wrong. What went wrong? Hold on. I'm just making sure my live is still going. Okay, cool. Sweet. I'm back. So for those who just came in, I am creating my Wheel of the Year. Because I saw Simon's from Hermit's Cave, and I loved his idea of having a crystal represent what we were on. So then the crystal just moves around the year like that. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, so let's start writing. Okay. Oh, and I actually needed that page as I dropped my iPad onto the floor. Okay, let's start with Yule. Actually, where do I want to put Yule? This one seems perfect, actually. Actually, do I still want it that way, or do I want it this way? Actually, let's have it this way. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to figure out which way I want to have the wheel. So we start with Yule. So there we have our first Yule. And then I'm just going to write the date. I'm going to put it right underneath it. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Cool. So there we have Yule. And then later on, guys, I'm probably going to go in with colored permanent marker. Actually, I probably should have done that first. Well, I can always go in later on, in between. No problem, Gina. And guys, for those who are leaving, I will be later on going live again in the afternoon to do my... What was I going to do? Oh, I was going to do an unboxing and making peace water. And one other thing that I forgot. Yep, going freehand. That's how I like to do it. So right after that is embolic. IMBOLC. That's February 1st. So I have that, and that is February 1st, I believe. So as you guys can see, it's like slowly kind of creating itself. What I'm doing is just going to each section of the wheel. And then we have Astara, which is March 20th to March 21st. Hexen, I have not yet. The first package I received in the morning was the Darkness of Light Tarot, but that was at like 7 o'clock in the morning, which it's rare for mail to come at that time, but usually mail arrives, especially if it's like a major package, will be coming like around 11 o'clock. So Matt, did you end up buying the bacon or getting Dunkin' Donuts yesterday? We actually didn't even do either because we decided to just wait until lunch because we were both so indecisive that by the time we should have eaten, it was like already lunch. So we're like, might as well just wait an hour. So next is Astara. ARA. So we have T A and Astara was March 20th to 21st. So now you guys can see how it's kind of turning out. Slowly. Are you guys enjoying watching this so far? Welcome back, Marsha. Hi, Carmen. Just creating my Wheel of the Year. And then next we have... Is it pronounced Beltane or Beltan, or is the E silent? I don't know. It's this one right here. Beltane? B-E-L-T-A-M-E? Or is that an N-E? No, I think that's an N-E. Sorry, it's hard to tell with cursive because I haven't had to work with cursive in like 100 years. Aw, Angela. Yes, enjoying it and doing a little coloring on my planner along with you. Thank you. That's awesome. Okay, so it is Beltane. Awesome. So now let's do Beltane. E. No, come back here. Oh, I didn't even see what the dates were for Beltane are. So Beltane is April 30th to May 1st. Beltane, April 30th to May 1st. And then next we have Midsummer, June 20th to June 21st. So next we have Midsummer. And then Midsummer is June 20th, June 21st. So what do you guys think of it so far? I think it's actually coming out awesome. And then later on, I think what I'll do is I will go in between with different colors of Sharpie to kind of have each section pop. So it's not all just black, solid black. Yeah, that's how I'm doing it so far. And that's gonna look awesome when I have my little rock right on the date. Like that. And then we have Lugnasaw. L-U-G. This is gonna be a long one to write. Let's see here. Do that. Somos we have L. Actually, let's put it down here. L U G H N A S A D H. Ooh, let's see if I can fit this one in. I think I should be able to. No. H. Well, at least we kind of know what it is, even if it kind of goes blur. And that's August 1st. Ah, that gives me an idea, guys. For the other side, I'm actually going to make it even more interesting. So did you notice how I kind of slightly had to twist it so it went up like that? So next time, what I might even do is play around with shape within letters. So for example, if I write midsummer, I might have it at an angle this way and write mid going this way and then summer going that way. Ooh, that's an idea. Instead of just literally having it go around it in a wheel like that, because it's still going in that circular motion, but I'm then kind of filling the space and making it even more creative. Awesome, awesome, awesome. See, this is what's so much fun about being creative, is even if you mess up, you realize you can create something different for next time. It's all about having fun, learning something new, and realizing, oh, there's something else I can do now. Yep, exactly. That's what I'm going to do, Hexen, later on, is filling in the empty spaces with symbols that represent each of the different holidays. Okay, okay. Now, what is next? So we have Mabon. And then Samhain. Oh, Mabon, Samhain. Woohoo! I don't even need the book for that. Well, except for their dates. So we have Mabon. And then Mabon is September 22nd to 23rd. And then finally, Samhain. Oops, don't want to do that. Samhain is October 30th to November 1st. And there you guys have it, is my wheel that actually later on I will go in with different colors so it'll separate each one a little bit more. And right now we are on Yule, so then, where's Yule? Yule's here. So then once I complete it, I then just place boop, my rock on whichever one we are on. And that, guys, is the, which side is this one? This is the northern hemisphere. So then on the other side of the log, I'm going to flip it, and I'll do the same thing, but with the southern hemisphere, because I realized in this Yule book that I have that the dates are a little bit different. So like right now in the southern hemisphere, they would be celebrating midsummer, whereas we would be celebrating Yule. So that's why I want to have this and then create it on the other side. So if I eventually ever move to the southern hemisphere part, I can still follow along with everyone else. Yay, thank you, Marsha. And Tar Apple, that is absolutely okay if you steal my idea and you create one of yourself, because this is what this whole video is all about, is making sure I inspire people. They learn, they have awesome ideas of how they want to create their own wheel. And honestly, I stole this from Simon from Hermit's Cave, because he showed me his wheel that he had, that he bought, and I was like, oh my god, I want one. And I was like, wait a minute, I saw something that I could use to create my own wheel of the year. So that's where I came up with this idea. So honestly, I thank Simon for my idea of creating my wheel of the year. Father lived on Lake Norman. Hexen, you could put down llamas instead of Lugnasaw. Oh, wait, I'm like way behind. Okay. So 34 degrees where I'm right now. James, where are you? It's like, Alexa, how cold is it outside?
Today, expect a low of 16 degrees.
Ah! Well, we are in 16-degree weather here in Rhode Island. But yeah, that's what I've created so far. And then for the rest of you, I also made a Yule one. This is my Yule kind of setup that I'm going to create. Then I don't really know how I'm going to utilize this, because it's really small. But what I might do is have it in the center of a table, and then a chalice maybe on top. And then along with... Oh, that kind of actually looks beautiful, you guys. It's kind of cool how you can see a little bit of... if only. But, ooh, dropping things. Where was I? This chalice. Where are the candles? I want to show you guys the candles that I've got as well, because they are actually quite awesome. And if I can find them... Oh, here they are. So these are going to be the candles that I'm going to put with the my Yule altar that I'm setting up. So that's why I decided to create something for Yule, my own Yule sigil, so I can have these sparkly gold candles, and then I'm going to get some metallic red, and then find a chalice to use, and then probably throw some pine around it, offering plate, and yeah, just see how that goes. I'm literally just kind of taking it day by day to create my Yule altar. And now I have my Yule altar sigil and my wheel of the year. And guys, how much time has that taken? Oh, only 70 minutes. Do we want to go over my charm casting set that I have here? Let's see what you guys think. Hey, Tammy. Oh, my cat has a hairball that he's trying to cough up. Oh, poor Loki. Okay, cool. So guys, I will go through my charm casting set with you. Just give me 1 second to move this and blow the dust off so I can show you what's in my charm casting set. Come on, iPad, fire. Okay. Put this back up here. This out of the way, put this with this. Like that. Sip my hot chocolate, my peppermint hot chocolate. So good. Do this. Okay. And this, guys, is fitting because this here is my casting cloth, which I eventually got to wash because it's starting to look dirty. So, a little bit about charm casting, guys. Charm casting is a form of divination where we collect different charms, bones, curios, things that are kind of similar to tarot where each piece represents something. For example, if you have a bone, for example, wishbone could represent wishing or longing or wanting to make something possible. And then you could have, for example, a doll that would represent a signifier. It's a man or a woman or a child. It could represent even youth, innocence. And then you could have like a bat wing nut that represents deceit, lies, the devil. And each piece just helps tell a story. So it's similar to like using tarot cards, just in a different form of divination. And there's many different ways to divine. Charm casting, bone casting is just one. There's even using a pendulum. There's even using water scrying is a form of divination. Crystal scrying is a form of divination. So many different ways, guys. But this is just one of the ways that I found most interesting because I was like, first off, it's awesome to look up and find each individual piece to create your own casting set because it's personal to you. You know what it means. And it's a fun way to be creative and find things that you can use to build your own casting set. And of course, guys, I will give you a link because part of this casting set actually is one that I got online at the Voodoo store to help start me on my path of collecting my own. So this is the bag, guys, that I have stored for now, my charm casting set. And this I actually got in Salem, and it's what originally carried this bracelet inside of it when I first bought the bracelet. So I took it out and I was like, I don't want to throw this bag away because it's too awesome and I wanted to find a way to utilize it. So I started putting my casting set into it. And then, guys, another thing about casting sets is they're always changing. They're always evolving. You change, the way you perceive things change. So it's very common for your casting set to grow. It will shrink. It will change over the years. You may take pieces out. You may add pieces to it. You can do whatever you want. Charm casting sets are awesome because they're versatile. So I'm going to open up and show you guys what I have here in my charm casting set. And I'm doing that. And guys, if you have any questions, let me know. So the first thing I have in my charm casting set is this awesome little arrow. It's a bone arrow. And this I actually found on Etsy. I just literally typed up bone casting or bone arrow, and then I found this. Oops, let's go over center more. And that's what the bone one looks like. There we go, perfect angle. Now this piece I have, for me, represents direction. So it points you in the direction that you want to go or the direction that you're headed in life. Or it could be the direction of a choice, depending on which way it points. If it's pointing up, it could represent it's a positive choice. If it points down, it could represent a negative choice. You don't want to choose that choice. If it points this way towards, like for example, on the casting set, in this direction, it would represent the choice that you make or choices will be happening in the future. And then if it's pointed this way, then it represents the choices you made in the past that have influenced the present that will influence what's going to happen in the future. So that there we have my bone arrow. Oh, Matt, do you know a lot of good sigil books? Sea Willow Herbs and Tarot, I actually do not. Actually, hold on, give me a second. I gotta close the blind because as you can tell down here, it's like starting to create this massive bright light. Okay. And honestly, I do not, because I literally have just been practicing for years and years on my sigil making to the point where I don't really feel like I need one, because a lot of sigil work comes from you. Sigils are literally just basically a symbol that is meant to contain, manifest energy. So the reason why I don't really read a book is because my sigils I create are personal to me, and they are, how do I put the word? It's all about intent. So for example, I have here a sigil for, I think this was for my ancestors. Now this one's personal to me, and when I create it, the sigil I create only works for me, and you can use sigils multiple different ways. For example, I use this sigil in a lot of my ancestral work. So literally what I do is I will either draw the sigil and burn it, or I will even take sand or even cornmeal and I will actually draw the sigil in sand or cornmeal in my rituals. But that doesn't really answer your question. Yes, there are a lot of books out there. And honestly, all you have to do is just go onto either Amazon, or you can even go onto Kindle and type in sigils. And a lot of books should pop up on sigil work. Matt, have you ever used casting on top of tarot reading? I have not. I've yet to actually try that. Johnny, Conjurer's Table, can you put a Cherokee Indian arrowhead in the bag? Of course you can, Johnny. I can put whatever I want into the bag. Whatever piece you find that is significant to what you see is what you can add. And then I also have this shell right here, which I believe is cat's eye. I am not quite sure. This is one of the pieces in there that came from the casting set, so I'm actually not quite sure what this one is because it didn't quite say, but I believe this is cat's eye, right guys? And then some pieces in here I haven't really quite figured out what it would mean to me. But when I think of cat's eye, I think of cats and their eyes and being able to see in the dark, their demeanor. So what this piece to me would represent is patience. Taking your time. Cats are very laid back. They're relaxed. They can see in the dark. They have uber reflexes. So it's like, it's all about being in the moment, being present, being here and now, being weird because Thor is just weird as hell. But yeah, that's what that piece means to me. So I have my cat's eye in there. Bye, Sea Willow, and bye, Cat. Thanks for stopping by. And then we have my little baby doll. So this piece came in the casting set that I got when I first started. This little creepy baby. I call him my creepy baby. And the creepy baby represents, I don't know what, sorry. It's because the piece that holds my iPhone is literally like right here goes. So I can't see my piece. So that's why I keep moving it all the way over here. But this creepy baby, oh, hold on. There's a question. Hexen said, Matt, if I may add something real quick. Guys, a charm casting set is way more personal than a tarot deck. You can add anything that speaks to you. Every set is different. Exactly, Hexen. That's one thing that's different from tarot deck is that, as Hexen said, charm casting sets are very personal to every individual, because each piece you put into it represents a piece of who you are and what would represent something to you to help you see more into the future and get a better idea of how to answer a question. So for example, my charm casting set is completely different from Johnny's, oh, not Johnny's, from Hexen's, and it will be completely different from anyone else's around the world because we all have different things that we collect. We all have different things that represent different meanings. Aside from a charm casting set that I got in the very beginning, and then I just started to build from there. So guys, what you can do with your charm casting sets is you don't even have to buy a pre-made set. You can literally just go to a thrift shop. You can go to Walmart, anywhere you go. just be on the lookout for little tiny pieces that represent something to you and add them together. And I slowly learned that over time was people saying you should have just started from the very beginning, which is what I'm actually doing now because I'm starting to collect things, I'm starting to add to it, and slowly I will change pieces out. So like, for example, this creepy baby, if I ever see another creepy baby that looks a little better than this one from the casting set I got in the beginning, I will actually replace him. So charm casting sets are always evolving, guys. Oh, and the creepy baby here represents innocence, childlike, birth, possibly. And when I mean birth, it could be like new beginnings. It could be similar to a tarot card. New ideas, birth of ideas. Something kind of like that. I keep tilting it the wrong way, but that's my creepy baby. And then I have this tooth here. I'm still trying to figure out what tooth this is, because I think this came in the casting set that I had in the beginning as well. And I'm still pondering over what this tooth would mean to me. It's sharp, so actually, I don't know. There's certain pieces in here that I'm not even sure what they would mean to me. What do you guys think a tooth would represent? I'm curious to know. Yep, and exactly, Hexen. Guys, you can put anything into your bag, ranging from beads to earrings to bones, shells. You could add, I don't know, twigs. You could add herbs to it if you wanted to. Anything, crystals even can go into a charm casting set. Anything that represents something to you. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Old age, danger because of how sharp it is. Yep, breaking through. Think of when you eat something, you're breaking it apart. Maybe it could also mean like, oh, what's that word when you break something apart? To disengage from something or disengage from a situation. Yep, sinking your teeth into something. Wisdom brought by experience or old age. Yep, exactly, Tina. Biting off more than you can chew. Oh, you guys, these are awesome ideas. But yeah, see how you can take one little tiny object and it can become so much more than just a little tiny object. It could represent so many different facets of life. And then next here I have this rose bead. And this is a bead, you guys. But see how you can take, this is what Hexen was talking about earlier. You can take little beads if you want to and add them to your charm casting set. And I actually have a couple different beads. This is just one of them, that's a rose. And the rose represents literally what a rose represents to me. It represents beauty, passion, love, opening up. And opening up, wow, that sounds kind of weird. But opening up in a sense of like, expressing the inner you, to open up and reveal hidden truths, to reveal secrets, to open up literally to someone else. Like, for example, if you're struggling with your feelings, to open up to someone else to allow them to help you through it. Are there a set number of pieces to a casting set, or is that determined by the caster? Tina Smith, that is determined by the caster. Like, literally, I have seen people that have a basket like the size of this table, and it's filled with charm casting pieces. And then there are people like me that literally have a tiny little bag. It's all in personal preference. For example, me, I like to be able to hold all my pieces in a hand. So what I might actually do is go through this and actually eliminate some pieces, because I feel like even with this bag, it's still too large for me to throw. And then over time, I feel if I add more and more and more and more, it'll be harder for me to divine what I see on the table. But then some people like that. They like having a lot more choices. They like having more to read. I'm not that type. I like having smaller amounts. So then that's the rose that we have. And then next, guys, we have this buffalo tooth. And this buffalo tooth represents wisdom. It represents being strong, strength, endurance, durability. It represents withstanding time. What else do you guys think a buffalo tooth represents? Yeah, exactly. Catherine, even with pieces, it's like tarot. One card just doesn't represent one thing. It could represent the same thing in another piece. So, for example, because you see this tooth, it could still represent wisdom, but when you have a buffalo tooth, it could still represent the same thing. But depending on how it falls and where it's laying within this setup, it could mean two completely different things, even though they're both wisdom. So it really depends on the pieces that fall around it. Kind of the same thing with Lenormand. Like you could have one card that falls, but it may mean one thing, but it is determined by the two other cards or the other cards around it, so it changes. Exactly, Tina. It could represent strength, perseverance. And then next, guys, I have my little bat nut, or my little devil pod. Now, this represents the same as it would in the devil card in tarot. So this would represent a prickly situation. My cat. It represents my cat. It represents deceit, lies, trouble ahead, a negative situation, bad vibes, something or someone you want to stay away from, something that's toxic. Yeah, that's my bat nut. And then I also have my alligator claw. Now, in hoodoo, alligator claws represent luck. At least that's as far as I know. I'm still trying to figure out what else an alligator claw would represent. It could mean clawing your way out of a situation, feeling confined, trapped, possibly, because, like, you're clawing your way out. Oh, I'm in a hole, I need to get out. Yeah, exactly. Fierceness. Yes, exactly, Tina. Tenacity. Oh my god, my cat! Shh. Hold on, guys. My cat's being... Thor's being Thor. Thor, shh. Come on. Come on. Get your ass away from that table. Okay, I'm back. Yes, exactly. Gambling luck is another thing that the alligator claw could represent. So there we have my alligator claw. And then next we have my little skull. This little bead skull, guys, represents my ancestors. And come on, camera. Focus in, focus in. So this guy represents my ancestors. It also represents the earth from which our ancestors come from. It represents earth magic. It could literally represent death, but it could represent death of an idea, something didn't work out, something wasn't meant to happen. Sorry if this keeps going in and out, you guys. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. It's because I was probably too far away. But yeah, that's my little skull. And that, guys, is a bead. And then next we have my little elephant. I call him Elle, or her Ellie. He Ellie. Ellie the elephant. Now, this little guy to me represents, hold on, I'm just trying to figure out the word for it. Peace. Matt, you have beautiful pieces. Thank you so much, Hexen. It represents even not old age, but like something before time, because I thought, aren't elephants technically part of the dinosaur family? At least it's believed. Yep, exactly, Tammy. Thank you. Clearing blockages, guys. It's clearing blockages. Road opener, exactly. Paving the road for the future. Removing those obstacles. But yeah, that's my... He's also a bead. I actually have a couple beads in here. Whoa, they are? Concert table, I have a tiger's eye cat stone. Oh, that's awesome, Johnny. I absolutely love tiger's eye. It's like one of my favorite stones used for grounding. And yes, super long memory, never forgetting. You dumped me, I will never forget. Exactly, and family as well. And guys, give me a second. I'm just going to adjust my light because I feel like it's so dark. I'm just going to bring this down a bit. Is this a bolt way? I guess it is. Ugh. Now my next piece here, guys, is a hand. Oh! And clearly that's a hand that doesn't want to be held. But this is my hand. Now this represents someone that's trying to reach out. Whether it's reaching out to a friend, to family, to a loved one, a spirit trying to communicate with someone. It could represent something that's requiring help of others, or you needing to help someone else, or being there for someone. Oh, as I smack the camera. It also could represent the Hand of Fatima, which I actually don't know anything about the Hand of Fatima, so let's just ignore that part that I said that, because that's like the first thing I thought of when I saw that. But guys, what else for you would a hand represent? A helping hand. Ooh, everyone always needs a helping hand. Giving or receiving, depending on how it lands. Exactly. If it lands face up, it could be receiving something. If it's hands down, it could be giving something. For me, creatively, since I started with... art, it could represent being creative. Receiving help, giving help, exactly. Good luck. Oh, thank you, Johnny. Yeah, pieces can represent a lot of things, guys. So I'm just going to slowly lay these out for you so you can kind of see what they look like when they're all together. And then next here we have this weird little nut. I still have... Oh, I think this is John the Conqueror root. I know this is used in court cases. For luck. Come on, camera. There we go. But it's sharp. I'm still trying to figure out, because this is one piece that I got in the very beginning that I wasn't even sure what the hell this was in the beginning and what it would represent. But yeah, I guess this would just be a simple luck one. Especially if it comes with like court cases, something that's positive. Oh yes, strength. Angela, damn it, I see building a charm casting set in my future. Huh, Matthew inspired me to do it. Oh. Close. Sorry about that, you guys. I just got a notification that my phone is about to die. I'm just going to plug in my charger. Boop. Hopefully that worked. I can't tell. So that's that root. And then next we have my Buddha, my little Buddha piece. And this guy to me represents peace, spirituality, taking time to think through a situation, maybe spiritual insight of a situation is needed, a time of inner reflection. Sorry, I'm holding this so far down. But yeah, that's my little Buddha, and he has 2 heads. Oh, also, I just noticed because he has 2 heads, it could represent 2 different sides of a situation. So you need to maybe look at both sides in order to form your own conclusion of a situation. Or someone that is two-faced, that you may want to steer clear from, depending on how it falls. So that's my little Buddha piece. I'm just gonna kind of, there we go. And then next, I have my little shark tooth. Now, this definitely is a negative piece for me. This represents danger. It represents a harmful situation. It represents also probably fierce, being being fierce. Oh, girl, you're fierce. Work. But yeah, that's what that piece means to me. Is pretty much danger lurks ahead. And then I have my little feather piece here, which is one of the elemental air. And air to me represents freedom. It represents not being attached to earthly materialistic concerns. It represents kind of rising above a current situation so you can see the bigger picture, if that makes sense. It also represents being carefree, being very go with the flow kind of sorts. Actually, no, that's water. I take that back. So that's my little feather. And then next we have my fish. My little fish here that represents the element water. It's the element of change, emotion. It represents going with the flow of a situation, just letting things go as they happen, that it's okay to accept things. Ooh, conjures table, feather. Did we lose Maddie or is my internet screwing up? No, I'm still here. I mean, I think you guys lost me for 1 second. Oh, okay, good. Phew, I'm still here. Yep. I just kind of froze for a second, but that's because my phone was telling me that it was on 20%, so I had to plug it back in. So that is my fish. And then it just looks like that on the other side. But that is for the element water. And then next I have my cowrie shell that's also used for divination. But because it's used in divination, this is also another spirit piece. So this, to me, represents choice, chance. It represents spiritual, a need for spiritual guidance, possibly. Also, another thing, what does a cowrie shell also mean to you guys? Because I'm curious. What do you guys think the cowrie shell also means? Oh, yes, money. It could mean wealth, money, finances, home, exactly. See, there's so many things. Everyone always thinks of a different, or sees things differently. That's why each charm casting set is unique to each person. And next, we have my little dice. This is my little bone dice, you guys. Oh, yes, exactly, Johnny. Spirit guide. Perfect. And then we have my little bone dice that represents chance, taking a risk, having choices, different options. That's my little bone casting dice. Okay, we're almost through this, guys. And then next I have my little turtle. Now, my little turtle represents things are going to take a slow turn. Things, you have to be patient. Things are going to happen slowly over time, not right away as you would think. It represents going at your own speed. Yeah, and then it's the same on the other side. And this guy's is actually also a bead that I just turned into a casting charm. Would you also use the number on the dice to help interpret meaning of it? You can if you want to, because I know certain numbers will represent certain things. It could be used, what is it, astronomically? It could be used, yeah, many different ways. I mean, I may look up what each number may mean, because I know when you add certain numbers up, it could represent like a birth date, it could represent a date and time, it could represent time itself of when something's going to happen. There are many ways that you can use that dice, many different meanings. And then I have my little, I believe this is a raven skull. This is what I also have. And this guy represents to me, actually, I forget what ravens represent. Guys, what do raven skulls represent? Honestly, in some pieces, I just found them because they were beautiful, and later on, I was planning on figuring out what they meant. And this was just one of the pieces that I collected. I was like, oh, that's so awesome. I gotta have it in my charm casting set. Oh, wait a minute. No, this could represent, because it's a skull, a connection to the spirit side, to our ancestors. Maybe needing to turn to for spirit guidance in your life. Yep, a warning also. Because I remember that ravens are usually a bad omen. And the next here, guys, I have my little devil. Oops, I don't know how that looks. Just gonna kind of tilt him a bit. Guys, oh, here, let me bring it up here. So this is my little skull, or my little devil guy. Oh, exactly, Barb. Wisdom for the other piece, right? Battle. Yep. Messengers. And then this is my little devil. This guy also represents negative forces are at play. Represents danger, warning. Does that open up? No, it doesn't. For some weird reason, I thought his mouth opened up to go, rah, but it doesn't. He represents deceit, lies, trickster, a bad omen. Something bad is going to happen. Or maybe it's just not the right time to do what it is you want to do. And then next I have my little cross here. This piece represents literally crossroads. It represents this realm between our world and the spirit world. It represents choice, having to make a decision in life, maybe a decision between two situations, coming to a crossroads, a pinnacle turning point possibly. And then next we have my creepy little baby doll head. So this guy, separate from the actual baby doll that has a body, whereas this represents innocence and child-like tendencies, this is just a head. So to me, this could represent mental situations. It's all about the mind. Mental, I could represent mental stresses, needing to have inner strength of mind. It could also represent being disconnected from something. Your ideas may not be going according to plan. So with this piece, I think all about something that's mental versus the baby doll that is a full body. Okay, just a few pieces left. So next I have my little foot. And this piece just literally represents the path that you walk along and the direction you're going. So depending on where it falls, it's like it'll let you know how you're going. And this is kind of like an not indicating. This is like, to me, a signifying piece that lets you know which direction you're going. If it's a positive one, you're going up this way. If it's negative, you're going down. Depending if it's walking closer to the future, if it's more in the past. No problem, Tammy. And then we have this little rock here that... Okay, guys. So I remember I told you... I don't know if all of you know about this story. So the first charm casting set I ever ordered, I ordered on Etsy. And it had this beautiful casting set. I was so excited until I received it. And all I got were a tiny little Ziploc bag of stones, pine cones, and nuts. Nothing like the picture on Etsy. I was furious. So I contacted Etsy, I contacted PayPal, I contacted the seller, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I did not pay $45 for a bag of pine cones. And they were like, oh, you can get a refund if you send it back. But the issue was, I got it overseas. And I was like, I'm not paying $45 to ship it back to the exact same amount that I paid for it. I'd basically be getting nothing back, and it wouldn't be even worth sending it back. So what I did is I tossed the pine cones out, I tossed out the rocks, but I kept this one because it was small enough and round that I decided to actually utilize it in some way. So this represents the element earth, being durable, being strong, relying on the elements around you. Yes, Tina, that was the one with I got. Okay, guys, also in the set I got a couple chicken bones that still had meat on it. It was disgusting. Then I have this little bone here that I'm still trying to figure out what this would mean. I'm not even sure what kind of bone that is. Yes, Barb, $45 for a bag of pine cones, nuts, and rocks. When the charm casting set looked like this. But it was definitely misleading, and then I went back to the reviews and noticed that the seller had like all complete 100 -% reviews. I don't know, someone that thinks that they can get away with someone like me not reading the reviews before I purchase it. But it was a big lesson to learn. Next time I am reviewing, and I usually review, but that was the first time ever buying a charm casting set, and it didn't think of me to read the reviews on the set first before I bought it. So it was partially my mistake for not reading the reviews of others. But this is the bone I got. I'm still trying to figure out what that would represent. And then we have the buckeye, which this is poisonous, so if ingested. So to me, this represents something toxic. So whether it's a toxic relationship, a bad idea, something that's not right for you in life is what this piece would mean. And I know this is also used in like abundance, money, wealth, rituals as well. So it could also mean that. And then I have my little moon face here. I don't know if you guys can see that. But he has a face. And the moon represents the push and pull. Kind of similar as working with the waves. The moon energy, it's a symbol of how am I trying to say this? To me, the moon represents, yeah, the push and pull of life, gravity. Something is being attracted to you. You're being attracted to something else. You have that pull. You're being pulled towards a situation or someone. Exactly. This is intuition. So that's my tiny little moon piece. And then I have my little heart, my glass heart here. Oh, hold on, guys. It's like slipping around. So this is my little glass heart that also arrived in the original casting set I bought. But this literally just represents the heart itself, desires, love, passion, romance. Could represent marriage, connections, relationships, friendships. And then I have my key here, which represents unlocking doors, unlocking opportunities, having the key to open up your heart, the key to knowledge, the key to the doorway of spirituality, success. And then I have this lucky Chinese coin, which came in the casting set as well. And this just is a luck piece. Luck, fortune, positivity, things will go your way kind of piece. And then I have this little bell. And as people know, bells are used to ring in spirits. So it could represent relying on or needing to seek spiritual guidance in your life. It could also represent attention to detail, being alert about a situation. And then here's also another little piece from the casting set, the horrible one that happened. But this piece was kind of cool to me, so I just kind of took it. I'm not really sure what I would use this for yet, or if I even would use it, but I just kind of thought it was cool, so I added it to it. I might actually, this might be one of the pieces I might toss out eventually, because I'm not even sure what this would represent. And then finally, you guys, I have this bone shell. Now, the shell could represent being closed to your emotions, being shut off from something. It could represent having a wall around you. Your defenses are up. Oh, I didn't know that. I made my own bell. I'll use it more because I do feel I need to connect with my spirits more. Exactly. And yeah, that is the final piece. So guys, there you have it. That is my bone casting set. Let me just kind of zoom in here. Boop. So as you can, as I get this out of the way. Oh, right? It's a tiny bag, but there's a lot of charms. Like, here's the tiny bag, and that's all the charms that were in it. And a lot of these I actually started to collect on my own. Like, for example, the original pieces of the original charm casting set I first bought were, let's see here. What do I still have from that? That. Actually, that was found. This. That was in it. The bell and the dice were in it. That was in it. The nut was in it. This weird piece bone was in it. So guys, see? This is the difference. So this was what came in the original set. And then since then, there's like 3 pieces that I actually changed out from the original one. So the heart here and the key were actually in the set, but these are 2 different versions of what was in the original set. Then all these here, including the key and the heart, are all the pieces that I've collected over since I started doing bone casting. So as you can tell, bone casting sets grow as you grow. But yeah, that is my charm casting set, guys. Just gonna flip it back this way. So I hope you guys enjoy it and enjoyed me creating my wheel of the year and my sigils for Yule. And I actually really enjoyed it. I hope the beginning part wasn't too boring for you guys, because I know I was just doing a lot of drawing. But yeah, I hope it inspires you guys to create your own wheel of the year and your own sigils for Yule coming up. And I hope it inspires you to start trying out charm casting, because it's very similar to tarot, but it's a lot more intuition. And it's awesome to see what people's charm casting sets, because every charm casting set is different. And I find it absolutely awesome to watch. And I want to kill my cat. Thor! Do you need to scratch that? Ugh. My cat sometimes. I'm just going to set this down for a minute. Ooh. There we go. Oh, no. Oh, you don't need to see the back of that. Okay, there we go. That's better. So, what is up next? So, I have like I had so many things I needed to do today. Because I was going to go live again at 1, but I actually might push that back a little bit further, because this took a little bit longer than what I was expecting. What time is it now, guys? It's 11. I was going to go live again at 12:30. Because I'm still waiting for the package from Hexen. It's not here yet. So what I might do is either push off my second live a little bit further, or do it live tomorrow morning, since I already have this up. But yes, I know, you see me without my pony. And guys, so yeah, most of the time my hair is pulled back and tied up like this. But in case you guys are wondering, this is how long my hair actually is. So it's like long enough to literally cover my face. But yeah, I hope you guys learned a lot from charm casting and how to create your own sigil, how to create the wheel of the year. And this is what I love to do, guys. I love being artistic. I love being creative. I used to be artistic and creative until like a year ago, when I stopped practicing. I stopped doing rituals. I literally just became so uninspired. And that's what I love about this community, guys, is you guys have ignited that passion for what I love to do. And it's sharing my knowledge of my craft, of sharing what I know with everyone else, inspiring people out there. And honestly, I just want to thank everyone for participating in this video, for subbing, for being a part of my life and showing the beauty of what it is we do. And I absolutely love all you guys and cannot do any of this without you. No tonight, Hexen says. And what's everyone saying here? Hold on. Will you do another video on how to actually use the charm casting set? Yes, I actually will. I'm probably going to have to research that a tiny bit, because I have my charm casting set. I know what each piece means to me. I kind of generally know how to do casting, but I've never actually done it before, so that should be interesting. But yeah, what I might do is during Yule, Hexen and I were talking about possibly doing bone readings together for people on a dual, what's it called? Like what Simon does for his interviews, what's that thing called? Google Hangouts. So someone will ask a question, and I will throw my bones, Hexen will throw his, and then we will kind of see what we see from each other to come up with a conclusion on a reading. So who knows? Or I might even go on live before that to get some casting experience in and try and do some readings with my bone casting set, guys. Art is good for the soul. Great video. Love you. That will be awesome. That'd be cool. I painted my box for my paints I got at Walmart. That's fantastic, Johnny. Yeah, Hexen, I might do it a little bit later on in the afternoon, like probably 2 o'clock, because I just want to wait for the the box to arrive. So I'm not really sure when that's going to arrive. Hopefully, I know it's meant to arrive today. But if not, then it might have to be tonight, which I know will be late, guys. But, like, I'm very excited to see what Hexen gets me. Or got me. Or sent me, rather. And then to show you guys how to make peace water. Because, honestly, peace water is so beautiful when you do it and when you make it, and then when you shake it up and the way it looks and how everything suspends and then mixes together and then suspends again. Oh my god. So you guys will not want to miss the next video that I'm going to be creating today. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I had a bunch of errands I was going to run, but at the moment my brain's like becoming mush. So I might just relax a little bit before going live, but I will let you all know around probably 12:30 what time I'm possibly going on again this afternoon. So keep a lookout. I will put that on Jen's wall, her group, to let you guys know. So hope you guys have a good rest of your morning, and I will see you guys in the afternoon. And I'm glad you guys really liked this. I enjoyed it. So have a good afternoon, guys, and I will see you in a little bit for my next live. Woohoo! I gotta go. I have a quick job interview. Please, good luck, Hexen. You will get it. You have a great personality. Show them the real you, and we know you will get the job. Like that girl, because come on, who doesn't want to hire you? You're just awesome. But yep, I'll see you guys later. Have a good rest of your morning, and I'll see you soon. Bye.